and Monica, both of you.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
Officially, I'm starting off. And Monica, since people are going to join up the group after some time, you can see if somebody has joined, you can leave the message. The session has started and you can join the group. Okay. So
okay.
Nikunj has also joined it. Good. Now, see, the entire thing which I'm showcasing to you right now is wonderful thing, the journey, and the only reason why I wanted to actually, and let me know if you are able to see the presentation also, both of you. Okay. Are you
Yeah,
able to
yes.
see? Yes.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And
Visible.
I've started recording. So these PPT I would be sharing once the session is over. Like for example, today I'll be doing this one, and whatever topics I'm covering it up, it would be shared via the mail, and you can definitely go ahead and you can also use them. There will be a lot of good materials. In fact, which I'm giving it to you, all of you. So you will see that most of the time we don't use them, all these kind of a stuff. However, it is good to know information also side by side. So I welcome both of you for the learning of the basics of bibliometrics out here. Now, the agenda for today is okay. For me, bibliometrics is not just using the software. There are a lot of things that you have to understand, and that is the reason why I thought I should be able to share the books, the articles, the research papers tomorrow. Today I'm giving you the introduction of to what kind of databases are being used when you are into bibliometrics, and what kind of softwares are also used. Many of the workshops, when I'm watching, there, it's basically the software and then carry forward. However, it is also good to know what is the history and origination of bibliometrics. How did it start off? What were the various things, the evolution of it also side by side? Then, given the various definitions, definitely, yes, one should be able to understand basically, yes, what exactly do we mean? Is it the case that, yes, only few things are available, or do we have anything else also that we can do? Now, most of the time, you will see that in India, when they are talking, when Nikunj was talking about systematic literature review, and he said that, can I use bibliometrics? Of course, yes, you can use. And when we are talking about bibliometrics, which I find it out as a discrepancy, is that in the research, one should understand what exactly is bibliometrics, how to use it, number two. Number three, what do you understand by bibliometrics when you are trying to take care? And here, I'm so sorry, I haven't mentioned it. What are the different types of bibliometrics also? So, since both of you are coming from the commerce background, I have some papers which have been published, and we will see from non-finance background also, as well as from the financial background also. Then we would be able to understand how this particular technique that we are using in research is going to be helpful for us. Number one. Then I also wanted to cover what are the various databases. Now, both of you can go to Google, and Google, I'm saying, sorry, you can, I'll just, go ahead and show it to you. I have my own YouTube video collection of mine. You can just go to Google, and there what you can do, you can simply key the words, like for example, go to YouTube, and in that search you can write it down, Ramini Swanna, that is my first name and my last name, which you can see, and simply write it down, and you can subscribe to my this thing also, videos which are there, and I have got, as you can see, more than these many. However, there are so many more videos which are available, and I need to even upload them, so you will be seeing it. Now, in this particular playlist, if you can just go ahead, once you click on the playlist, and here you will be finding it out a lot of videos which are there, and one of them is on the databases. So I want you to have a look at those particular videos also, which are focusing exclusively on the databases. Though I haven't again uploaded everything with respect to the databases, go ahead, have a look at it and check it out what exactly it is and what I'm talking about. So you would be able to know the various things which are available. In my presentation, what I'm planning to do is just give you some introduction to the common, because you see I cannot ask you to go ahead and take care about all the databases. Some of the databases which are commonly used, that you can look into it. And for finances, I think I have discussed a lot about the databases. So if you subscribe it and go ahead and have a look at that particular video, there are I think some videos are there, I forgot how many of them. However, have a look at it. However, in this case, also in this particular workshop, I would be focusing even on the databases. This is today's agenda. And today I would be giving you the list of software. It's not just the Watch viewer or G5 or Biblioshiny that we are talking about in when we come to the software. There are free softwares also which you can use it. And I would say that if you are serious about bibliometrics, try to use all of them. They are very free and they are very easy to show. Today, I'm introducing the theoretical aspect of it along with reading of some of the papers which I really like it. And along with that, certain laws. For example, they talk a lot about it. Unless and until, you cannot just write. Majority of the people who are have written or who are publishing this year or next year, I know that they have used very simple tools. Now, if you send your papers, then it should be little bit slightly different from what others have published. So, I see that they are using very simple, common terminologies. Not, don't be under that. And that is the reason why I'm focusing even on what kind of laws are being used. And you will see that people who have written the paper, especially non-Indians, I would say, they have written it in a very nice manner. So the introduction for these laws are also present for me in that manner. Apart from this agenda, tomorrow's agenda would be to focus exclusively on the softwares only. In that particular 8:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 1.5 hours, I will just be training to you. Maybe I will ask you to go ahead and download them, all the softwares which are available to us. Tomorrow, if no one else joins us, it's okay. Both of you are there. It can be a wonderful, I would say, hands-on experience to both of you. And I'll be telling you from where you can download. And you don't even have to worry whether you have got so many papers with you or not. We will see how various things can be taken care of. Now, Monica, do you have access to Scopus, this one, WOS, Web of Science? Hello? Hello?
You
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You have the access to WOS, Web of Science?
No, ma'am. I have.
Okay, am I audible to both of you, Nikhil?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yes,
yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. You are audible.
what about you? Do you have access to Web of Science?
Yes, ma'am. I have both access.
Okay, for Scopus as well as for this one. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
And
have focus. Yeah, I have focus. Exactly.
okay, you have for Scopus and he has for this one. That's the reason why I thought it would be easier, hands-on experience to come up with various things. That we
Yeah.
will be doing it tomorrow. Okay, if
Okay.
nobody else joins up. Third day, I would be showcasing to you as to how to go ahead and write the paper. Okay, now for example, you have done the bibliometrics. However, after getting the data, and because this is also considered as a quantitative technique for writing a paper, we will be understanding. And that's how I have divided the 3 days, and accordingly, we will be proceeding further. Is that okay to both of you? Are you with me, both of you? And
Yeah.
the things that I have shared today, the reading material, one of them is the wiki page. Okay, and Vicky gives you a very good introduction to bibliometrics. we will be seeing once I have completed certain things. So let us go ahead and find out what exactly it is, where it is coming. Is the presentation visible to both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah, yes.
wonderful. The term bibliometrics, if you can see, is is coming up with what they have made it very clear that it's a Greek word. Number one, number two, you are seeing. One second. You are able to see that yes, it's a biblion from which means book, and metron means measure. So it was in 1969, which was taken care by Pritchard, and who said that he has written this particular paper. And I think I have even shared this particular paper. If it is not, I would be sharing it. Statistical biography, or he says bibliometrics over there. So what is this? You can divide it into two parts. It means the measure of from the world of books that we are going to take care about it. Then he also, we can find it out that mostly bibliometrics, rather than the academicians, it's basically used in the library. Therefore, Nikunj and Monica, you should always remember that if you are basically looking after to write a systematic literature review and then combine it with bibliometrics, remember that you can take a lot of help from the library. Why from the library? I will give you the information later on, and you would be able to see how many things are there. Under the types of bibliometrics, maybe today, if the time permits me, or by tomorrow, I would be explaining to you what are the types of bibliometric methods that we have got, or the types of bibliometrics. You see, it is not just one or two combination that you can do. If you know the tools very well, and if you understand the laws, trust me, you can write only a paper on bibliometrics. There is no need even to combine it with systematic literature review, which I have seen. And some of the papers you will be seeing, they have written exclusively using only bibliometrics only. And that is the reason why I have shared. So it is from the library and the information sciences. Now, this would be from the domain of the computers that they really started coming up. And that's why you see, majority of the times, if you look at the research papers, it has been taken care from the side of the librarian. They include the librarian also in writing that particular paper because they have taken the help. Or in our case, like from the management department, commerce, finance, tourism, education, all these kind of a stuff. Oh, I think somebody has joined now. Just give me, I'm so sorry, Monica. I told you that I will be making the, yes, Ashwini has joined. I'll make you the co-host. And if somebody is joining up, Monica, you can take care about it.
But
Okay.
it's not showing me, ma'am,
I'm doing
actually.
it. Now I have added you. Can you just see that yes, you have been added as a meeting host right now. Okay. So if
Okay.
somebody joins up while I'm giving the presentation, kindly allow them. Good evening, Kumari. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I was waiting for you also, and since I thought nobody, and I hope you have got the link to join the WhatsApp group also right now.
Yes,
Correct?
ma'am. Sure. Yeah, I have joined the group.
Wonderful, very good. So I'm starting off. I welcome you also. I have just given them the introduction to what exactly. First, I have discussed with the agenda, and this is today's agenda. That, and I hope you have received the study material, also the reading material. I'll be sharing some more even tomorrow. So this is what I'm planning to do today. I have just been discussing what I would be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow's day is dedicated only for the software. So both of them have said that they have got the access to Web of Science as well as the Scopus. Google Scholar is common. So tomorrow's day, it would be more of hands-on experience for all of you. And then there are certain laws also which we have to see. And then I was discussing with them what are the different types of bibliometrics, how we can use them, and what are the shortcomings that we have got. Nothing much I have done over there. Okay. So once I go, so this is the introduction of the definition that we have got for the bibliometrics. And it's a very simple definition that yes, when you are going to measure the world of the books, when you are writing basically paper exclusively on systematic, I mean to say on bibliometrics. Now, they were asking me, when we should use the bibliometrics. That is also another topic which will be covered day after tomorrow, not today and tomorrow. And there I would be showcasing to you as to how to use the bibliometrics technique. Usually, many people, what do they do is they are always writing it along with SLR. So along with SLR, and then there are different types of bibliometrics also. We will see what they are. They go ahead and they write it down. So if you are conducting a very good SLR paper, you're planning to write it. Along with that, if you think that yes, you have got the scope to add more material, when I say material, I'm talking about the written part of it, you can use. Otherwise, SLR in itself, we can write in exactly 8,000, maybe more than that also, because it has got in itself a lot of tools and techniques within SLR, and I don't think so there is any need to write include bibliometrics. However, some people who are running short of the words and they are just completed with the SLR because of the shortcoming in their own writing work, 3,000 words they have done with the SLR, they go ahead and add some more words by using the bibliometrics. However, if I give away everything to you, you will say, no, ma'am, we are happy SLR as a separate paper and bibliometrics as a separate paper. We will not be adding anything else to it. And that is what I was telling to Nikunj and Monica, both of them, Ashwini. Now here, this is the field. How did it started off actually? It was basically through the field of library as well as the information sciences that they really wanted to understand that yes, there is a need for us to know as to how many citations are there, how many publishers have taken care, what is the role of authors publishing only. And now when I will show you some of the websites, you will be astonished that yes, we have reached and nobody is talking about those things also. So that's why I said let this one be the basics of the bibliometrics, wherein you are able to understand various things associated with the bibliometrics. Under this only they talk about citation analysis, then they're talking about content analysis also. And I hope all of you have understood. I don't know. Again, content analysis usually is associated to qualitative literature, qualitative research, basically. So, if you have done sufficient qualitative workshops, then you will be able to understand what is content analysis that we are talking about. If not, you can join up any of the workshops which are taking place across the country. I usually keep doing it on qualitative. So when the time permits for all of you, you can join up those workshops also and learn how to understand the content analysis apart from the citation analysis also. And Kumari, what is your background?
Mine is finance, ma'am.
Oh wow! After all the three participants coming from the finance background only, so I think all three of you, should start shaking your hand. Nikunj is from Gwalior. Ashwini, I can allow you people to introduce each other next time, maybe by tomorrow. Right now, all three of you should know that the background is the same thing, and that is the finance background. It's a wonderful thing, and I think. Very few papers, not even few papers, hardly, I should say, papers have been written on bibliometrics from the areas that I'm looking for, from the finance or the commerce area. So I welcome all of you out here and I'm very happy about it. Now, this is the definition. It is used to understand what? Impact in the research. When we talk about the impact, all of us should know when there is a particular research paper, Remember, we have to know what is its impact factor. Now, I'll be showcasing to you once we go to Google Scholar and all those things, then you will see. Basically, first of all, understand whether bibliometrics, usually what happens, you see, they consider SLR to be a qualitative paper, which is completely wrong. It is not a qualitative paper, also, it's a separate thing. Now, you should understand how the research continuum is working. Now, when I say research continuum, on one side you have quantitative, like all of you know what quantitative research is all about, and on the opposite side of it you have qualitative. Now, what happened is that again, I don't know how many of you are aware why I'm calling it as a research continuum, because once you have completed with the quantitative research, then there are those limitations for you. Then you write it down, future scope, and you say that yes, I'm going to do in future. And within the limitations, or if you have read enough of research papers and they are talking about the limitations, they say that yes, what we have done in this particular paper is exclusively the quantitative. However, if individuals conduct a qualitative study also, it would be wonderful. Okay, so here what happens is that then you make a shift and thinking, okay, I have done the quantitative. Now let me conduct a qualitative research and find it out what are the results and how close my research is. Now, I hope all of you know, three of you, that we do the research only for two things. And what is that thing? One, to arrive at the truth. Number one, always remember, you are striving that yes, am I nearly or close by to truth or not? Secondly, am I gaining some kind of a knowledge from that? And if you look at the various theses or dissertation, these are the two things that you are looking forward. However, in quantitative, I should start asking each one of you. First, I would like to ask Monica. Monica, have you been through the quantitative research or not yet?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet. So you are fairly very new to this. Nikunj, what about you?
Ma'am, I am new admission, so I have
Okay, so
nothing.
and what about you, Kumari? Hello,
Yes, ma'am. One paper I have written, but which is not yet completed
and that is for
on
quantitative or qualitative?
quantitative.
Quantitative. So you know a little bit about the quantitative, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I'll just take 5 minutes more so that I can just explain the new kids of the block. Now see, Nikunj and Monica, I'm just giving you a very brief idea. You see, you start off with your research area from quantitative or from qualitative. Okay, now to tell you what happens in these two areas, let us try to understand first so that you can come and find it out how the bibliometrics is going to help you out also side by side. In quantitative, we start off our journey by reading various research papers. Number one, we read a lot of books also, which you call it as review of literature. Yes or no? You do this thing, and then what are you trying to do? You are identifying some gaps or the missing links. You do these two things, number one. Once you have identified the gaps and missing links, you also come up with what you call it as a list of variables which are necessary for your research work. Okay, now when you are talking about these variables, what is happening over here? To go ahead and say, okay, I have identified and selected my variables. Now let me go ahead, come up with the set of objectives, and through the set of objectives, what do? You come up with your own hypotheses. You set up a set, gives you a set of hypotheses, and from these hypotheses, you select a technique It can be univariate, which means you are just talking about one variable. So you can go ahead with univariate, or you go ahead with bivariate research, wherein you're talking about only two binary variables. Or what you can do, you go ahead and select the technique which includes with the multivariate. That means multiple variables you're taking up and you select one of them. And through these things, you can go ahead with ANOVA. Then you have got what you call it as regression, correlation. Then you go with regression. After you complete the regression, you go ahead with SEM, and then the advanced things also you can carry forward from that. Now, once you have done all these things, how do you do it? All these things by designing a questionnaire, and that is really important for you. And you give this questionnaire to a set of population. You select your population. Let's say Monica will say, I want to cover up Jaipur. Nikunj, you can say, I would be covering up Gwalior. Okay, so that is your population. Within this population, you select a sample and say that yes, what do you mean by sample? The people who have responded to your questionnaire. For example, it can be 100 respondents, 200 respondents, or 300, choices yours, depending upon how you are planning to do your quantitative research. Depending upon these responses that you have got and the techniques that you have got out here, you come up with certain conclusions. However, in these conclusions, there is an itch for you, because you can see that there are certain things which are missing, and you identify that yes, okay, I have to do my future research also. Because here the sample is for the respondents who have given you the answers, so you're not satisfied. Reason, I have told you that you want to check what is the truth of your own research and how close you are to that particular knowledge. If you have been able to do it, you say that I have confined myself and completed my research using the quantitative techniques out here. Are you with me, both of you? Still here,
Yes,
Nikunj and Monica?
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, yes.
Good. Now, what will
Yes, ma'am.
happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Nikunj. Now, what will happen is that here you have been focusing on what the respondents have given you the answers. Now you will say, because that itch is there, and not you are not really satisfied because of the limitation and the future scope that you're looking for. What do? You move towards the qualitative study. And here, rather than looking at other people, you start involving yourself. Okay, now when you involve yourself, you are very close to the truth and knowledge also. And this you do by various methods again, like what you have got. You can do narrative analysis. You can go ahead and carry forward with what you call it as phenomenology, grounded theory. Then you can include ethnography. Like that, you can carry forward. There are so many other techniques which are available under the qualitative. However, between the qualitative and the quantitative, okay, you have got other things which the researchers have identified, and they say that rather than just focusing only on quantitative or only on qualitative, let us also focus and see, because you are reading a lot of research papers and books. So you go ahead and perform what you call it as systematic literature review. This is one area. Second thing that you can do it is bibliometrics. Now, under bibliometrics, there are so many things. So tomorrow, if somebody tells you that yes, it's a qualitative approach, tell them no, this is not a qualitative approach at all. Because here the things are very different. And here also you will see under bibliometrics, as I would be covering in next 2 days and today's day also, you will be finding that yes, there are a lot of things. Apart from these things, you have got what you call it as qualitative comparative analysis, which is again a very different technique that we have got. Therefore, if you look at bibliometrics, given this short introduction about the research continuum, and that's why we say you do quantitative research, you can go ahead with SLR, and then you can do meta-analysis, and from these meta-analysis, you can go ahead with meta-sem also side by side. However, there is a big gap between this and the bibliometrics out here. So here in bibliometrics, you will see it is called as the quantitative research assessment. That means you are trying to assess all the things which you are going to read regarding the books and the research papers exclusively. Are you three of you with me till here? Okay. Have you understood till here, all three of you?
Ma'am, could you please again qualitative analysis?
Okay, let me just see. Monica, the entire session is being recorded, right? You can see that red button.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, fine. Now, see, Nikunj, when we are talking about the quantitative research, okay, here the methodology goes like this. You start reading the research papers and the books. Okay,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is called as the traditional approach number one, and people, all the individuals who call themselves as academicians, they fall under this category of quantitative research. What do they do? Here, they start reading lot of research papers and books. Okay, number one, they come up with the gaps and missing links, number one, because there are so many things that are taking place out here. Okay, now after recognizing the gaps and the missing links, okay, and they present out what you call it as review of literature or literature review. When they perform, you come up with a list of variables for yourself on which you are going to conduct your research. So once you identify your variables, okay, and certain questions, research questions are there, you set out the objectives, number two. Number three, from the objectives and the variables that you have got, you go ahead and formulate what you call it as hypotheses for yourself. Through these hypotheses, because you want to go ahead with the data analysis after that, so you have to identify the technique on one side. As what do you mean by technique out here? Whether you want to go ahead and do univariate analysis, you want to go ahead with bivariate analysis, or do you want to go with the multivariate analysis? Now here, if you have identified the base where you're going to be and what is your technique, then you go ahead and understand and choose what you call it as your tools. So here, your tools will be like what? Like SPSS, you can go ahead and do it through SPSS or Stata, or let it be RStudio, or you can do by Python. Choice is yours. What kind of tools or softwares you want to use, and then you can carry forward with the what you call it as data analysis. Once you have completed, before that, what do? You have to design a questionnaire for yourself. After the objectives, you have to design it in such a manner so that you understand that yes, this questionnaire would be given to a particular population. Now, what is the population and what is the sample size? You cannot cover the entire population of Rajasthan or the entire population of Gwalia. Yes or no? So you select a particular sample size that has been selected, and then you say that okay, these are my respondents who are going to answer my questionnaire. Once the questionnaire has been answered, you go ahead with the analysis and you get what you call it as the conclusion. From this conclusion, you would come and say that yes, this is where I am closer to the truth, or this is the knowledge that I have gained. Number two, these are the limitations and these are my future scope that I have got. Is it clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
This is the quantitative analysis. now write on one side, and on the right hand side, since here you were focusing on the other respondents to come up or arrive at the truth or the knowledge. However, you are not satisfied. Reason, you have come up with the limitations. Whether you're writing a paper or a dissertation or a thesis, limitations are always there. For example, if you have done the quantitative analysis, you haven't covered the qualitative. So now let's say you complete your PhD or your MPhil, or you have completed a paper writing through the quantitative analysis, you start focusing on the qualitative analysis also. And what do you do in qualitative analysis? It is exactly not focusing on others. However, you involve yourself, and now you enter into the field as a researcher, and you are observing what is this group doing, what is this company doing, what is this organization up to, and then you come up with certain conclusion using the qualitative approaches and the methodologies. Okay, now between these two, okay, which is neither qualitative nor quantitative, these are SLR, that is systematic literature review, and there are so many of them, which I'm going to do in my forthcoming workshop, wherein I told you that yes, depending upon domain theory, there are so many varieties of systematic literature review. Writing a systematic literature review itself is covered from 8,000 to 10,000 words, and editors, publishers, they always recommend, even in the conferences when you go, if you are writing a systematic literature review, they really appreciate it because you write so much into it, and the conclusions that you come up are very concrete for us. Okay, now similarly, many people, what do they do with SLR? They combine the biometrics and then they proceed further, and that is the reason everybody thinks that okay, we are writing SLR, and the common assumption is that systematic literature review is a qualitative technique. Therefore, bibliometrics is also a qualitative technique. However, my answer to that is bibliometrics involves a lot of quantitative research, and that is the reason if you will see the agenda, I have written out here, even I'm showcasing loss. Loss will tell you a lot of mathematical calculations are there, which are softwares which are there out here. They completely give it to you in hand, and you should be able to understand. And then only you will be able to write it down. It's not just the visualizations that we are looking forward. Because the many of the softwares right now, like WAS Viewer or Checkard, they focus more on the data visualization. So people feel that yes, my bibliometrics method is basically qualitative. No, when you are talking about, it is just one form of your bibliometrics. However, the word in itself, when we are talking about metrics, it is meaning what? It's a measure for you. Remember this thing. And whenever the word measure is coming, it means that number game is there and you have to involve. And that's why H index or citation analysis, which you will be seeing tomorrow when I'll be showcasing to you, you will find it out. A lot of things are coming into the picture for us. Okay. So you should tomorrow in the interview, or if the publisher asks you, why is it in your paper you have written it to be a quantitative research assessment rather than a qualitative paper? You have to make them understand. So the definition of bibliometrics itself says that it's an assessment and it is done through the numbers. So my paper is not just going to focus on the visualization, it is also going to focus. And you will see right now some of the papers which I have shared, and I will be picking up right now, and we will be able to understand it. Okay. So here, these are the historical things, and I would be sharing my PPT with all of you. So no need to worry about it. These things are there, and you would be able to understand. And tomorrow, when Nikunj is going to log into WOS, and Monica is going to log into let's say Scopus, and I don't know, Kumari, you have got access to both of them, Scopus as well as WOS. Kumari? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have access to Web of Science?
No, ma'am.
No. And what about Scopus?
No.
No?
Only
Okay.
limited. Yeah.
Limited. That's okay. Then we can take help from both of them, Monica as well as Nicole, and then you will be able to take care of it. Because I want you to do the hands-on, or maybe you can do it with the Google Scholar also. That's fine. All three of you are being there now. Now here, bibliometric methods. Have a look at it. What they're telling to you. Used to trace what relationships between academic journal citations. So we got the citation analysis also out here, and we will find it out and what kind of things are taking place and how to do that searching part also side by side. These are certain definitions like Alan Pritchard tells you what is it. Why I'm giving you tomorrow, Kumari, you are presenting, writing a paper on bibliometrics, and publisher, if they ask you the question, you have the answer from here. Same thing goes to Nikunj as well as Monica. That yes, this includes more of the mathematics and statistical things rather than just the what? Just the visualization. So this is another person, Fairthon. So if you want, you can even go ahead and refer their names when you are writing on the let's say references, or you can say you're citing them in the introduction to the bibliometrics. You can write all these things also side by side. This is British Association of Mathematical and Statistical and Publication. This is Hawkins who has given to you, Nicholas and Rich. This makes you, why I'm sharing this thing is that if you keep this PPT and tomorrow, if let's say Kumari, when you're writing a paper, you can refer to them and simply make it out in the introduction to bibliometric analysis, saying that, see, these people have said that it is more of a statistical and quantitative description. And apart from this, I'm also including the what? Visualization analysis also using so and so software. All three of you are with me right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Any difficulty till
Yes,
here? Kumari, what about you?
Yes, ma'am. No, no, ma'am. No problem.
Okay. Now this is Potter who has given the other form of the definition for that, and this is again. So I have jotted down. So this becomes, if you are combining these three things together, all of them together, your at least 1.5 paragraph will be done for you. So here we have come that bibliometrics is nothing but counting of the publications and the citations, measuring the output and impact of the scientific research. Now here, don't get confused that, ma'am, we are from management or from the finance background and we are talking about scientific. Here, remember, whenever we talk about quantitative analysis, it means that your approach is basically scientific by nature. Okay. And in bibliometrics means evaluating, ranking people, institutions, countries in the form of the research outputs, whatever they have done. Okay, and we will see these things also. And there is another terminology, in fact, four terminologies, and I'll be discussing it maybe day after tomorrow or tomorrow also. One is scientometrics, other is web metrics, and then you have got altmetrics, citation metrics. So these are the different ones that you have got, and we will see how to understand. And are you just, that's why I said there are different types of bibliometrics, and we will be focusing on them also side by side. So this is another definition for scientometrics under bibliometrics itself. Beck has defined in this manner, so scientific manner, and these are coming up in the policy making. Where do you use the bibliometrics basically? So they have said that wherever a scientific kind of a research has to be done, you are going to use basically the bibliometric analysis or the research, you can use the word. So this is done with the definitions and all. Now comes the laws. Now, do you have you ever heard that yes, bibliometrics also is talking about the laws? Nobody explains to you. They are just interested in making you understand how the softwares are working. See, if once I give you the list of the softwares, they are very, very easy ones for you. So it's not very great or very difficulty in understanding those, I would say, softwares which are present. They are very easy, and tomorrow you yourself will be doing it. I will be telling you, okay, go ahead, do this, 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 and you will see it's been taken care of very easily. However, how they are writing, what is it, so that tomorrow, when you are giving your interpretation of that analysis, you should be able to understand that also. Majority of the time, when you are reading the papers, the earlier ones or the latest one, they talk about these things. Locke's law of scientific productivity. What is that? He says when you are talking about the scientific papers or the research papers to the number of contributions. For example, let's say out here I have Monica, I have Nikunj, and I have Kumari, right? MNK. Now, Monica says I have published 100 papers. Nikunj says I have published, let's say, around 178 papers. Kumari, because she has completed and she's focusing on the writing of a paper, she would say, ma'am, I have almost published more than 225 papers. Now, see what happens. Now, okay, all three of you have published the papers. That's fantastic. However, how many papers to the number of contributions? So here, relating to the scientific papers, this is the one. And what was exactly contributing? Now you see, I can write a paper. Let's say Ramini is here. I have written a paper. However, is it contributing to the community in some form? Which means, am I nearer to that truth or knowledge? Or why are you writing or doing some kind of a research? Because two things are there. Either you are contributing theoretically, or you will say I'm contributing something practically, which you call it as action research or the empirical research, wherein the community is being taken care of, and here you are in the form of the knowledge. Okay, so here when you are doing this kind of a contribution, then what will happen? How the people are reading and is looking at your contribution. If people find that yes, Monica's papers are quite good, so she will get a lot of citations because people are reading a lot and lot and lot. Like, and let's say if Ramini has written one paper, and people will say, oh, she has just written only, and she's a very nice kind of a person, therefore my citations will not be a lot many in this manner. So therefore he says that this is very important because it gives you the recognition of each and every researcher in the domain of the academics. Now here, when I was explaining to Nikunj what exactly is my where am I? That particular part. Wherein I said that yes, you are contributing, you conclusion, you do it, and then you start publishing. I'm sorry, I did not complete that one. You publish your paper. Why do you publish your paper? Because you want the world of the academician to know what is you been your contribution, how close you are to the truth, and how would others come to know? Only through your publication. Therefore, here when we are talking about these laws, it is really important for us to understand that yes, how much I have been able to contribute towards the society. And that is my thing out here. And that's why people will look, oh, Kumari has published 225 papers. What was her citation? So, in bibliometrics, you start looking into it. And immediately you will say, no, no, like for example when you go to Google Scholar, okay, and you have got the other places also in Google where the people will say these are the number of papers I have published and these are the ones people have cited. You can cite yourself also, or others can also cite your paper. So here you have got, so it stays one, the number of authors making an contribution, okay, and this is the number that they have given is one. Of those making one, and the proportion of all the contributors. So on one side, I have to see what was the contribution of Kumari in presence of Monica, Nikunj, and Ramini. So I'm seeing what is the percentage that she has done. So the more I do it, then what will happen? Academicians, for example, I'm going to give an interview in a let's say IIM or IIT or NIT. People will say, "Oh, you have written so many papers. That's wonderful." However, how much was the citations has been taken care of? And if the person says that yes, my this particular paper has been cited so many times, so the institute recognizes that yes, you have been able to do a lot of contribution to what? To the domain of knowledge. Okay. And here, that is one way that they think about, and that's the reason Lotka's equation is very important. The second one is Bradford's law of scatter. Unless and until you do not know these laws, you will not be able to write either in your thesis or in your paper. So once you know it, you would be able. For example, uh, Samuel Clement Bradford, he said, scientific journals, that means the journals where our research papers are published, are arranged in order of decreasing productivity of articles on a given subject. Now, you see, we have got Willis, Scopus. I'm just taking up. You have got Routledge. Then you have got Taylor and Francis, T&F. I'm writing out here. Then you have got Emerald out here. Now, then Elsevier is also present. What do? They ask you. Now, I don't know, Kumari is still in the writing stage. If you give, I'll be showcasing to you all these websites also. It's very important. They tell you, can you please cite the papers that has been published in our journals only? For example, if I have to write a paper in Taylor and Francis, you know what do they tell us? They tell us, okay, in your references, you should have Taylor and Francis only maximum papers that you have downloaded from these websites. Why? Because it's not only for the author contribution out here, however, even for the publisher also comes in. And you will see, you give away your first draft to the publisher, if he likes it, he will first of all see your references, the list of the references, the bibliography, and that's why we have got out here. And then he will see, have you included maximum of the papers from Sage Publications only, or is it from Routledge or from Villi or from WOS or Scopus journals? Why do you think that these things are coming into the picture? Because of these things. So here is the one that you have got, Bradford's law of scatter. These are the very few laws that I'm sharing it with you, not big things basically. And and this is the third one. The third one is Zipf's law of word occurrence. Now I would post the videos wherein I would be discussing these things in depth also, so that once you look into that video on YouTube, you would be able to understand. Right now, the main focus of this particular workshop is to understand towards those softwares that you are using and how to understand. However, when you're writing all these things, you should be able to know. For example, George K. Zipf in 1947 states that if the words occurring in natural language text of sizable length are listed in order of decreasing frequency. Now you will see that yes, how they have written the text, how many words are there. Now I don't know whether you do this kind of a things also or not. In word cloud, which is the maximum word that has been highlighted. Okay, then they will be talking about peer reviewed, how many they have done from this particular. Tomorrow when you will be working on WOS, you will see they'll be saying this thing very clearly, that from this particular country in this particular year, this is the contribution. So you will have to understand why and how many words they have used. Let's say sustainability. You will see that from 2000 year to let's say 2021, you will find maximum of the articles using the word corporate governance or sustainability development. Why is it that we're talking about so many things? Or maybe, let's say from past 3 years, they're talking about SLR, that is systematic literature review, or they're talking about bibliometric analysis. Why is it those kind of things have been coming into the picture? Is what is will be given to you by Zipf's law of word occurrence also. Now, if you look at the qualitative softwares like MaxQDA, or I would say NVivo, or even Atlas TI and I'm so sorry, Rapid Miner, you will find it out that you don't have to, go ahead and do the calculation. The calculations are done by them, and they just give you the output. And therefore, they say that, okay, let us go ahead and look at those outputs rather than wasting on the calculation. However, you should know as scholars or the developing faculty members out here why these things are there and what is the importance of it also. All the three laws are giving you, and this is the equation: R into F equals to K, where R is the rank, F is the frequency of the word, and K is nothing but the constant. This is done, I should say, spontaneously in the software. And let me show it to you what are the various softwares, and you will find out all these things will be done. However, you should know what these laws are as students and as faculty or as scholars, and then go ahead and to understand how those tables have been formulated. Can there be any changes? You never know what exactly is taking place, so you should be able to know that. So this is another law. I mean, the same law, however, they have taken care of. And these are just the basics that I'm talking about. I haven't entered into the higher part of it. Now, this is again a very general kind of definition for bibliometric, wherein I'm saying that it is the statistical analysis of books, articles, and the other publications. And why do you want to do? Because you want to find out what is the output and impact of that particular article. Tomorrow, when you are, let's say, completed with your thesis, and Viva is taking place, and the person might say, why didn't you include this particular article in your paper? And you haven't done the review of literature properly. So you can tell them, sir, I did it, and this is the bibliometric analysis, and I can show you I have focused only on the research papers or books which had the impact. Is a lot of it is there. I have not taken up those papers which did not. And if time permits, maybe in future, I might be able to take care of it also side by side. So here you will say bibliometrics is used to calculate what? Journal impact factors, which I just now explained. Publishers also want their own name to be there in the world of academics. Therefore, they are looking for journal impact. Then you have to see the author impact is also there, how much the author has contributed towards the society or the academic world. Number three, what was the publisher's role, how many readers, that is also necessary for us. Now many countries are there where, like recently, from past 2 weeks, I was in Edinburgh, UK, because I wanted to grab what I wanted to grab, basically the projects. You see, when I was trying to grab those projects, what happened? I got a lot of grants for these particular projects also. That means tomorrow, when my this particular project is published in a country like UK and in India, because it's a collaborative work, don't you think that yes, there will be a lot of impact factor for me in terms of publishing that particular project report? Okay, so these things are necessary for us to understand in the domain of academics, and we keep going ahead and finding it out. And tomorrow, when we go through those softwares, you will be seeing all these things. Which country has contributed a lot of articles, research papers? Now, small countries like Sweden, a lot of projects are being done from them. Edinburgh in USA, or I'm talking about UK, Cambridge, and these things. Now, if I come to India, then I have seen that some people are always telling us that NIT, IIT, then IT, all these things which are present, the institutions, they are getting more recognized because they get a lot of grants over there, lot of visibility is there, and the management also gives them. Like in DU, wherein I come from, basically, I've been told, okay, Romney, you can take a lead, you can focus on the project. Why? Because number one, my name, then the journal name, then the project name, then the amount of money that we are getting it also, because we are doing some contribution to the society. So there are a lot of things which are presented and then we carry forward. So once it is done, then you can see that bibliometrics really helps you out to understand these things also side by side. Now, the question arises about the databases. Now, this is really important. And I told you, you can subscribe to my YouTube playlist. I have exactly, I don't remember the number of videos. However, I have defined the major databases. I have discussed about them a lot. However, the recent ones, I haven't yet updated those videos. I need to do that. However, remember, bibliometrics is always associated with databases. So there I have discussed a lot about the databases associated to finance department also. So have a look at them side by side. Now here on the top of the list, we have got Web of Science. So what does it do? It provides us, it's a multidisciplinary database. Remember that. Like, it's not just focuses only on management or this thing. Reason, SLR, and all these things, they tell you to focus on multidisciplinary research. For example, let's say each one of you are from finance department. I remember Nikunj telling me he is more into merger and acquisitions. Okay. Monica also told me her area that yes, ma'am, I'm focusing more on this. If I ask Ashwini, she will also tell me that yes, this is my area. Now, if you are doing a limited study, let's say you are focusing only on the research papers, let's say Nikunj is focusing only on merger and acquisition. He doesn't want to focus on anything else. What will happen? If he will conduct SLR, his SLR will be focusing only on merger and acquisition papers only, not on anything else. Then when he will do meta-analysis, he will come up and he will see that there is a lot of biasness for him in his own research. Therefore, there is a risk involved in his research. So here we say that yes, see, the articles or the research papers that you have selected are completely biased and they are totally involved with the risk. The moment Nikunj says, okay, not just the finance, let me also go ahead and find it out what HR has to say with merger and acquisition, what supply chain has to say. So he involves only with the management. Still, there would be biasness and risk. The moment he shifts his attention to the world of law, then he would start thinking, okay, then the things are coming in. Therefore, Web of Science, these journals, they focus their attention not only to the sciences, social sciences, arts, management, and humanities. They go beyond that, and then they say, okay, let this particular platform give the results to the individuals wherein they are able to do the multidisciplinary work for us. So that is the importance of Web of Science. Then we have got what you call it as a Google Scholar. In Google Scholar, again, there are so many papers. You will see medical, nursing, radiology, pharmacology, pharmacy, management, business studies, finance. The moment I start searching, I have a tough time. Really a tough time. And Google Scholar, thanks to them, it really helps us to find out scholarly articles in a very short time of period. And there's also, most of them are free of charges. However, some of them are also payable, kind of a thing. So we will see tomorrow when all three of us and me as a fourth individual are working, we will be able to find out. This is another one, Cabell's scholarly analytics. Now I'm using these words, and that's why this is more of a theoretical introduction today, so that you come to know what is taking place out here. And again, this is a technique for us, and we would be understanding what they are. Similarly, this is a Science Citation Index expanded, which you call it as SCI expanded, and it helps you out to understand how the things have been kept and how to extract the material for yourself rather than just using the standard ones only. Then we have got Math Skynet. I told you I'm an interdisciplinary person. The more interdisciplinary work you do it, that is, the research is said to be a better one. And that's why I have included all those databases which are going to be helpful for you also. Now comes the I would say the software. One of them, the most popular. I'm so sorry, I should have kept it separately. And this is called as Bib Excel. So that is nothing but bibliometrics using Excel. Tomorrow I'll be showcasing to you. This is absolutely free of cost. We don't have to worry at all. And we will see how the data can be imported to Excel, and then you can carry forward. And now Excel higher versions. That means when I say higher version, the latest version is in India, I'm talking about, is 2021. If you have got Microsoft Excel 2021, you don't need this Vox viewer or the Jedi or those things. You are able to do in Excel itself only directly. And we will see those things. I don't know what Excel version each one of you have got. If you have got the latest version, you would be able to carry forward. Site Space is another freely available Java application for visualizing and analyzing trends and patterns in your own bibliographic references that you have got. So you are going to download Site Space also. I'll be giving you, sharing the link in the WhatsApp. Go ahead and you can download it. NetDraw is another one. Please, I would say go ahead, and even it's a window program for visualizing social network data. Now, nobody has done this work. Let me tell you, under bibliometric analysis, nobody has touched upon this. If you can, then I can show you to you how well you can use it, maybe for your own thesis or for writing the paper also. Pajak is a very common one. Again, people, very few of the individuals are using it. However, if you have got big data analysis, when I say big data, data more than 1000 at that time, Pajak is the best one, and it really gives you a very good introduction. I will take another 15 minutes. I hope all three of you are comfortable.
Yes, ma'am, you can carry on.
Monica
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Kumari, is that okay for all
Yeah,
both of
ma'am.
you
Yeah.
also? Next one is Science of
Yes,
Science,
ma'am.
pronounced as Science 2. It is nothing but Science of Science. It's another. Nobody is using it again in India. Everybody wants to use only Vox Viewer. I would say, please go ahead. These are also very important for you because it supports your time data. Then you have got geospatial. For example, you want to consider a particular colony or a locality or a city or a country. You can do that. Topical and network analysis and visualization of scholarly data sets. So this becomes a very useful, and majority of the individuals who are I would say researching on coming from the domain of science and technology, they use this one. Management, when I use the word management, I'm including finance, commerce, economic, general management, hospitality, tourism. All those people also have started right now. So right now, finance domain hasn't used it. So kindly look into it also. Tomorrow, all these things we will be seeing. Pop, publish or perish. Now this again is very common. However, I don't know how many of you are aware of it. We will even see, and again, this is free of cost. Our studio, I don't have to tell you all, it's a free IDE which is available, and we are using our studio specially for the Biblio Shiny technique which is used to do it. However, looking at the others, I don't think so. You have to enter into BiblioShiny, downloading this thing, downloading that thing, then taking care. However, the results are the same thing, and we will see how to use even this thing also. Then you have got Sitkis. It's a free bibliometric tool that again works on Java and MS Access. So we will see Sitkis is also a very simple and tool for bibliometrics. And that's why I said you can use all these tools also, and you can write a paper. That's what I was making it very clear. UCI Net, this is UCI is a university. They have come up with their own version of the software package, which works with NetDraw, network visualization tool. If you are downloaded, I don't know, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, the individual is not available. However, I have requested a person from this university to help us out to understand, and they themselves are using in the bibliometrics. So, you can download this particular program. It is free for 90 days. 90 days means 3 months. And most probably he is available next week to me. And I will definitely invite all three of you or the others also. Please join me up. It's called as Masterclass. Whenever I invite somebody from other universities or a guest and who is a master of these things, they would be able to help you out. So I would be 90 days. It's a lot of time. You can use it and you can complete your work also. WAS Viewer, I don't have to give you any introduction. This is a software tool again, which is free. And nowadays, I find every third person in India using the same thing. This has become from past 4 years. I'm finding them using this one. So I don't have to give you a lot of information. It is used for citation, bibliographic coupling, co-citation, co-authorship relationship, all those things. In fact, it's only known for the visualization. The other material you can get very easily from Scopus and WOS also. And then this is, I have taken from the Wikipedia page out there. They have given to you assessment of the leading publication. Okay, metrics and alt metrics. Tomorrow, I would be explaining to you what are the different kind of metrics we have got under bibliometrics only, so that you can understand. If you have to focus, now you see, many people when they are writing, they either focus only on one aspect of it using WAS Viewer, and whatever is available over there in one paragraph, they write it down and that's the work done. However, I'll be showcasing to you, and I have already shared the papers. I don't think so. 1.5 hours is more than enough for us to read those papers. I'll be uploading the reading of that paper tonight itself on YouTube. So this one, you will be getting it by tomorrow, the video. If you tell me, yes, ma'am, you can post it on YouTube, I will be posting it. If you say, no, you can keep it private and only we can have a look at it, I can do that also. I don't have any problem. So what you can metric, there are a lot of metrics here. They have done how many metrics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are around 32 metrics. So that's what I said. You can write just one paper only on bibliometrics itself. You don't have to combine with anything else. So journal impact, then this is Schemago journal. Tomorrow I'll be explaining to you. And if you can join me up by 8 o'clock, or rather than at 9 o'clock, I can have at least 8 to 9, 9 to 10:30. So 2.5 hours, I'll be able to cover a lot of it. So if you are free by 8 o'clock, please let me know. We can go ahead with that also. So we have got SNP, then eigenfactor is that, then Google journal ranking, H-index, all of them, they have got it. Altmetrics, why they're telling you varied sources out here? Because depending upon the, I would say, the journal, for example, Ville, then Taylor and Francis, Strange, they have got their own altmetrics. I will be showcasing to you them also. It's a very interesting area. You can also go ahead and you can take. Whether it's a free access or not, majority of the places they have written no, no, no. Wherever it is yes, 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 can we do it? Wherever it is written no, I would be able to help you out because I have got the access. So I would be able to give you the information. Now, when you are writing, this is another comparability, BibExcel. then you have got Bibliometrics, then you have got BiblioShiny, Was Viewer. So you can see all four of these softwares are absolutely free. Okay, so free software, Bib Excel, I will be giving it to you. So it would be absolutely free, and you can go ahead and you can use this also side by side. Article metrics are not today. I will explain to you tomorrow what is article metrics. However, under the databases, Scopus is one of them. Remember that it's a very important one. And you will see tomorrow when I'll give you the practical implications of it. A lot of it is available for us. Now, Skywell, this is Elsevier one. Elsevier also has got a lot of things which are available. Tomorrow, I think we will ask both of them to log in, and then we will have a look at all these things side by side. Schemago is again by journal, and the country ranking is there. It is also available in Scopus as well as in the other one also. I don't see any difference. So I'll be showcasing this one. Tomorrow is a practical thing, so kindly don't miss it tomorrow. Then Web of Science, again, we have seen how they are important and what all things are there. So it gives you what? Research impact, journal citation report, essential science indicators. I will explain to you what the science indicators are there. It is like a separate, I would say, presentation of mine that also will be explaining to you again and again. So Google Scholar is separate one. We all know what Google Scholar is, and it's a wonderful tool. And there are so many things that you can see. Publish or perish is another one. I think Dr. Neeraj Kaushik sir, he has, I think, has a video on publish or perish. If I'm not wrong, have a look at it. Detailed one, I would be doing. He has given an overview about publish and perish. However, I would like to go ahead and tomorrow we would be taking it up because this is again one of your software that you would be taking care. Google Scholar talks about books, theses, conference papers, technical reports, and other publications which are present in Google Scholar exclusively rather than just Web of Science or Scopus. How to do it? This is actually an advanced level of, I should say, searching for the bibliographic metrics. However, I will show it to you tomorrow about these ones. So tomorrow is a day dedicated only for the software. So here I've just showcased to you how it appears in Elsevier, and it tells you the document title, authors who are there, year, what is the source. Source means what is the name of that particular journal and how many of them have been cited. And you will see how it differs from software to software. And databases we have understood basically like WOS, that is Web of Sciences, talks about more about the H-index information for us. Web of Science also gives you quite a lot of information, including the graphical things also. You can copy paste it and you can share it in your papers like Kumari, you can do that, or others who are present, you can include it even in your theses also. So again, this nobody talks about, and this is the lens out here. This one opens with the Windows only basically, and then this gives you a large database for the scholarly works and patent documents. Now, patent is also one more thing which has come into the academic world right now, and you can see how many of them have been able to do it. Nobody, let me tell you, includes these things into their academic research. I think you, all three of you who are there, you can use these things also in your work. Google Scholar, anyway, I have talked about it. They are talking about peer-reviewed papers, theses, books, abstracts, articles from academic publishers, professional societies, preprint repositories, and you should even include gray literature also. You see, majority of the time people are more focused on the publication. However, you should see what the gray literature has to say. That is also something that you need to include in your part of it. Tomorrow, when I'll be talking about the metrics, there will be a lot of things that would be presented and we will be focusing. So it's not only the journals and the research papers, We are talking about Twitter. Social media is also there. I'm talking about the altmetric. We will see tomorrow. Then we have got citation, percentiles, and highly cited labels. Then you have got book chapters, softwares which are being used out there, field weighted citation impact. So these are the topics that you should be able to understand and include in your bibliometric. Now people are just focusing only on two, three things. All three of you, now you are educated into what all things can be included when you're writing a very good bibliometric paper. Now, some types of bibliometric citation accounts, field weighted, which I was showcasing to you, all those things are present and you will be discussing about them. Journal impact factors, site score, and which I said scopus snip. Tomorrow I would be discussing about this also. So, these are the things that I really wanted to share it with all of you so that you get a basic idea about what exactly is bibliometrics, number one, and what exactly is taking place for me in that part of it. So I think this way I'm going to stop with my presentation for today. Tomorrow's agenda, I'm telling you beforehand, if all of you are comfortable, you can let me know. Kumari, will you be free by 8 o'clock?
No, ma'am. Actually, I'm not comfortable at this
Okay,
point.
Monica is not. What about Kumar? Okay, then I can make it up from 10 o'clock. Sorry, 10 o'clock I'm saying. 9 o'clock I will be starting up.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Actually,
make it 8:30.
Monica, so, let us see if Monica is
Ma'am.
comfortable.
Ma'am, is it possible in the morning and afternoon?
Morning at what time?
No issue, anytime.
Okay, let us do one thing. Nikunj and Kumari, let us start off at 9 o'clock tomorrow, 9 to 10:30. Let me see how much I can cover. In case I feel, then I can take 1 or 2 days extra also at the same time. If I'm not able to complete it, we can work upon that. Okay,
Yes.
Kumari. So 9 o'clock tomorrow again. I would be there. I would be posting the video. I'll be giving you the link so that you can take it up. And other videos, I will post it where I'm reading the papers also side by side. That I will be showcasing it in my other. In fact, let me show it to you all. If you can just give me a minute. Yes. Summary of the bibliometric method. You have got citation, and this is, I think, if I'm not 2015 paper. I'll be discussing the paper in the video and I'll be sharing the link in the WhatsApp group also. So where all three of you are there right now and you would be able to understand these things side by side. Okay?
Okay,
So
ma'am.
you can see citation there, co-citation, bib coupling, co-author, co-word, and you can see how many he has discussed it in this particular paper, and then the future ones also. So I would be discussing a few papers as videos, and I will just post it. And this paper is already shared with all of you also in that manner. Okay, so I would like to stop here because it's already 10:34 right now. Tomorrow, in case if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can continue tomorrow. Okay. Any doubt, Kumari?
No, ma'am.
What about you, Monica?
No, ma'am.
No. And Nikunj?
No, ma'am, no.
So tomorrow, be there sharp at 9 o'clock. Monica, you keep your Scopus logged in with your username and password. Nikunj with Web of Science. Okay, and Kumari will be working on
Yes, ma'am.
Google Scholar, Bib Excel, and others. I would be showcasing it also. And I'll be sharing the links to download those softwares, and you can download them, and we can work upon those things also side by side. Okay,
So
Okay,
it
ma'am.
will be same time, right? In the evening, right?
Anji, what, Monica?
It will be same time, right?
Yes, 9
Tomorrow.
o'clock, same time. Okay, chalo. Take care. Good night. Bye. And
Okay.
thanks a
Good night,
lot for
ma'am.
joining us. Yeah, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.